Today is an Inktober entry. It is called Haunted Toybox. As you can see, I've already started my sketch. On the left, you can see some of my pre-sketch ideas. I'm kind of more going with the one on the lower left, with sort of monster box. I really wanted it to... Oh, and you just saw one of my entries into Inktober, which I think was for the day drool, but I've been having a lot of issues with teeth. Well, I had a lot of issues with teeth with the drool entry, and so one of the things I saw when I was kind of doing a little bit of research for that entry was the way to make teeth look suitably monstrous is to, of course, make them look like they belong in a mouth, so have like a symmetry on each side, because pretty much every animal that has teeth, I mean, even if they lose one, you know, the way that it naturally occurs is that there is symmetry. That is how teeth work. They create symmetry and then they gnash together, but sometimes when I'm drawing teeth, I'm really drawing stalactites and stalagmites, so none of them match and there's no symmetry and none of them would like actually work together. So I was using this, I mean, this is probably obvious to most people, but for me, I like drawing lots of teeth, but I often kind of forget that maybe I should have ones that look like incisors and maybe I should have shorter ones in the middle. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to make it look like it was possessed, so there's this like miasma around it, something I've been doing a lot of in more recent days with the Inktober challenges, to really try and play with the black and white, which isn't something I've really done a lot in my own work traditionally, but I've really been trying to play with that. So the miasma area, we'll later see, I will fill in with a flat black. So that was definitely a consideration when I was coming up with the concept for this, is how can I really play with the contrasts. This is where I started adding this doll in, and originally she was seated, and then I decided that I wanted her to be a bit more active. I had this whole idea that maybe the reason the toy box is haunted is because she's haunting it. She's haunting it and she's like been mistreated by like either an owner or a sibling of an owner, and she's decided to get revenge. You know, maybe her owner is someone like Sid from Toy Story, or one of these children that I hear about. I've read so many stories about girls who like barbecued their Barbies when they were kids. It's a little bit creepy, but I am all for children being their most authentic self. It's a beautiful thing, even if you're unleashing untold horrors upon both yourself and the neighborhood. Ah, the glory of youth. Anywho, this is where I started inking, and as you can see, there are lots of teeth coming in hot with the teeth. I really like... Part of when I was designing the doll character is I really wanted her head to look unnatural and her limbs to kind of look a bit off, and I gave her like voodoo pins, like she'd been used as like a voodoo doll in an experiment, and her face is cracked, all the fun things. God, I love dolls. So this is the inking, and I used a lot of different ink weights, which made the buying 12 of them for the price of 10 actually kind of worth it, because I've actually been getting a lot of use out of them. And in particular, especially with this piece, because it is a relatively small piece and I really wanted to get some of the details in there, so I really did need the smaller sizes. As you see, I did a jump rope for the tongue, which I thought was kind of cool, trying to put lots of toys that I could recognize in there, although to be honest, I kind of blanked on toys, because like the toys that I really liked, I mean dolls and Lego, but you wouldn't really put Lego in a bin like this. I put a lot of blocks, and I made them say things like, I think one of them says run if you read it in the correct order, and as you see, there are lots of creepy eyeballs hanging about. I hadn't realized this until I started recording audio earlier, but a lot of my art in terms of what I think when I think horror is actually very influenced by the anime Hellsing. In particular, Alucard's demon form, when his like powers are unlocked and he's got, you know, multiple eyes and demon hounds coming out of his arms and he's turning into blood mist. I use a lot of the imagery that I think I originally saw there in a lot of my horror artwork. Because to me, eyes are inherently creepy. I find eyes much creepier than I find dolls. Well, because I don't find dolls creepy, but I really wanted to play with that idea of eldritch horror and something that's just uncanny and very unsettling. So lots of eyeballs, lots of teeth. I particularly like the eyeball that's sort of in the case. That one in particular. In my head, it's like a bouncy ball, that has like become possessed and now looks like an eyeball. That's why there's lots of little balls around. I was like, this person probably has marbles, right? And lots of marbles. I initially wanted I was gonna say horse, but it's not a horse. The car to look like a hearse, but that didn't end up happening because I really need to work on drawing cars. I do really like the rabbit though, which you can't see in this shot because I wasn't completely aware of where my camera was. I'm getting better at using the camera, but I wasn't paying attention, so I actually had to cut a bunch of the footage out of this video because my hair was in the way. But oh, here you can see him. He kind of looks like he's worshipping, like he's her minion and he's offering sacrifice or something, which I dig. I thought it was kind of cool looking. I was also kind of thinking he's like the Velveteen Rabbit, possessed and out for your blood. Anyway, I wanted to really let it stand out, so I ended up outlining the object so that I could have like this little line of white around it. In the end, I think I got rid of it in some areas, but not in all, just to create, because you know, when you have a black line on black, then it's kind of not as obvious where the edges are, blah 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 blah. I didn't do it on some of the teeth though, because I thought they looked better when they were just stark on black instead of having like a white line surrounding a black line surrounding a white object. Overall, I'm really pleased with this piece. I think I pushed myself to do some things that I haven't done before, and I'm quite fond of the final look, which you can see here. I added some red to kind of give it that extra creepy feel. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. As always, this has been Create Make Do. If you would please like and subscribe, that'd be cool. If you want to see more of my Inktober stuff, they're on my Instagram, which is in the box below. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye!